Good evening and thank you for joining us. Okay, so we've all been getting cabin fever being stuck at home during the COVID-19 crisis. For a moment, though, think about the Canadian crew members who've been stranded on cruise ships, some for more than 7 weeks at sea. The federal government advised against all cruise ship travel 2 months ago and has been working to get them back home. Well, dozens were repatriated today. Abigail Bimman has their stories on how they managed mentally to survive.
The COVID-19 outbreak on the Diamond Princess gripped the world's attention. As outbreaks and deaths increased on ships, countries rallied to get their citizens home. But it's been nearly 3 months, and crew members are still trapped at sea. According to The Guardian, 100,000 worldwide. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister tweeted 75 Canadians arrived home this weekend.
In total, 56 days.
Holland America paid for a charter that flew Lynn Levesque and others to Toronto. She heads home to Fredericton Sunday after an experience so unusual, she and some colleagues plan to get tattoos one day.
We had built up some really strong relationship together, and we wanted to have something to have a memory.
In those last 2 weeks, I was very much like, screw this, get me out of here.
Hunter Peddle says he's lucky staff were allowed to sleep in guest rooms. And while he stayed optimistic, even in those nice rooms, self-isolation was tough by the end, with rumors flying and no clear way to get home.
I was making jokes like, oh, this whole us going to the Emerald Princess is plan T or U now, around plan 17. Every day it would change.
Things looked much different a few months ago. Peddle works in entertainment. To stay sane during social distancing, he kept working, now for his crew.
We just hosted a TV show for all of the crew. We do little call-in events, so we do little trivia. They'd call in for it.
The months-long ordeal didn't turn Peddle off from getting back on the job eventually.
Places I've seen, the people that I've met, the experience I've gained. No, I'm 100% going to go back.
Global Affairs is still tracking at least 200 Canadian crew members on some 70 ships worldwide. And despite the health concerns a virus presents in closed quarters, some large cruise companies are still planning to relaunch as early as August. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.
Canada's 2 largest provinces are getting ready to reopen tomorrow. Ontario and Quebec have more cases and deaths than any other province in Canada. But the premiers say the time is right and they trust the public to be responsible. Starting tomorrow, the gates will open at provincial parks and conservation reserves in Ontario, but for limited use during the day only. In Quebec, the school bell will ring Monday morning, but it's not mandatory that students attend classes. Everyone is being urged to still keep their physical distance by staying 2 meters apart. And here's the breakdown of cases in Canada. Tonight, there are more than 31,000 active cases of COVID-19, with about the same number that have recovered. More than 4,800 people have died across Canada. Quebec remains the hardest hit province, with more than 37,000 confirmed cases and more than 2,900 deaths. Ontario has now surpassed 20,000 confirmed cases, adding 294 new cases in the last 24 hours. And more than 1,600 people have died in that province.
The new series that goes inside the COVID-19 pandemic, from the front lines to the everyday heroes helping us cope with the unprecedented change. Coronavirus, the new reality. A Global News special, Sundays at 7 on Global.